Alright guys, so I'm going to go through some of the most common mistakes and how to fix them when doing low carb, high fat, keto, or keto carnivore, because there should never be a carnivore without keto. So let's talk about that first. Number one, the point is to drive ketogenesis. If you don't do that, you risk destroying your energy balance. So what that means is our body's either going to use carbohydrates or fats. Now the keto world knows this. The non-junk food, like ridiculous idiots online telling you to do stupid stuff. I don't mean that keto. I mean the whole concept of creating ketones and lowering your insulin and repairing cellular damage. So people will go and do carnivore and eat 2 pounds of beef. Now I'm starting to do more videos on this subject saying how wrong that is, because I get all the people who are sick. And so all the gurus saying that you can eat 2 pounds of beef, if you don't contextualize your statements, you are putting a lot of people at risk for things like uric acid and purine buildup. People who've got kidney issues because they can't break down the uric acid. People who are chronically dehydrated, don't drink enough water, and they have an electrolyte imbalance on a lot of meat. That's what creates the kidney problems. Now, there's a woman who was doing 2 pounds of beef and she started to have pancreatic issues. It's not that these diets are a bad idea to do, but they're badly executed by people all the time because they're following what somebody else says. And when you're like, oh my God, this person did so good. So, who cares what somebody else did? You have to have a bunch of people and you've got to listen to a bunch of stories and then come to a conclusion, because you might just destroy your metabolism, or dare I say, your health in general. Anytime you drop your carbohydrates and do something outside of the paradigm of the carb world, because our bodies get used to carbs. That's what it knows. It becomes addicted to carbohydrates. So when you try to switch its energy system to a new type of energy, people run into problems. And I mean hardcore problems. Trust me, ask Carnivore Yogi. She knows best. Now, so if you're not ketotic, then you develop things like hypoglycemia, or if you have underlying hypoglycemia, you exacerbate the symptoms, which is shaky, tired, moody, cranky, wired at night, tired in the morning, waking up at weird times of the day. You might feel fine, doing carnivore and fasting until you're not fine, right? And when you stop doing all the stuff because you're using your adrenal system to give you energy, then when you crash hard. That's why so many people do coffee on carnivore, which is my next video. And then, so you want to eat a ketogenic, I have videos on how much fat and how much protein, a ketogenic version of carnivore, which is at least 200 grams of fat, animal fat, not just the meat fat, because if you try to go high in fat by eating meat fat, you have to go high in protein, and that protein is not used often more than, especially with men. It's like men after 22 grams of protein, they don't use it. Women, it's even less. So the protein becomes moderate to low, which means you eat a lot of fat, which then your body learns how to produce ketones. If you get the stress down, circadian rhythm, and get your electrolytes in, like there's a lot of stuff, heal that gut wall, because the menstrual cycle on point. There's a lot of moving parts to this to adapt, but once you do on carnivore, you can seal that gut wall. I think a lot of people forget what carnivore really should be utilized for, which is to heal the gut wall. Then we have keto omnivore, which people are doing too much keto junk food, eating too many carbs, eating too many cruciferous vegetables, raw, and salads, especially if you have an underlying thyroid condition and you're blocking iodine from the thyroid. That's a problem big time. Eating things that have too many carbs or are very inflammatory, like the nightshade family, or the things that carnivore people avoid, which is so much more easy to just go carnivore, except for an avocado. And if you're trying to be in between keto, omnivore, and carnivore, and you tolerate avocado, please do it for the potassium, because your electrolytes are another big problem that you have off. Now the amounts and what kind, I've done videos on that. I'll do more videos on that. I'm just going through quickly the problems, how to fix it. So you've got to get things like avocado, potassium citrate, meat broth, the right cocktail of all the 3 salts. Also, Eating, if you are taking potassium citrate, take it with protein. Don't just do it in a drink. Don't buy those stupid keto electrolytes that are filled with a bunch of magnesium, potassium chloride. Those are toxic to the kidneys. People are taking the wrong magnesium, wrong potassium, and either too much sodium or not enough sodium, and then they don't drink water, and then they have kidney pain. Low carb, high fat can be also a problem if you guys are eating carbs and you're eating a bunch of fruit as your low carb when you should be eating white rice. If you don't have a sensitivity to it, you might be able to do a little bit of sweet potato, because we have to be careful for the oxalates, and timing out that are doing low fructose fruits like berries or raspberry and white rice and carrots, even though a lot of these things still have anti-nutrients in them, which is why I love carnivore. But you need to have the right amount of carbs, but low. Split up your fats, so you have a little bit of fat with your carbohydrates and starches, but then the really big bulk of your fats have to go in between meals, because if you have carbs and fats together, you can start storing fat. Here are some quick tips on how to do all three. To learn more, go to stephanieperson.com. In a consultation, it wouldn't be like a 2-second thing. I go methodically through everything. I also have a keto course that can teach you so much stuff. I work so hard on it. It's like my number one thing. You can sign up for that through stephanieperson.com, and it's only $15 a month, which means you can do one time or many times, many months. Free content on my Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic, and on my Facebook fan page, which is Stephanie the Business Person. I'm going to talk more about the problems with coffee and all intermittent fasting and all that stuff, but not today. Now I gotta go. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm learning so much. I learn through you guys, and then I research, and I've been researching every day for 4 hours a day for 12 years, and then working with thousands of people. So this is where I get my information from, is you guys, and a lot of checking and learning about the individual person, not one person. Stephanie is not the same as you guys. The way I do my life is very different from yours. So I can't just go, here, follow the way I do my body, because that would be wrong. Now I gotta go. I'm almost 53, almost 13 years doing keto, and now keto carnivore for, well, strict carnivore for 9 months. And then I started adding in avocado, and that's all I'm doing is avocado for the potassium. Because you carnivore people, you better watch them electrolytes. You better watch that heart of yours. You better watch those kidneys, the kidneys of yours. Don't mess with your electrolytes, and don't listen to people saying they've been doing it all these years, because they might not be telling you the truth. We know that because vegans don't. Now I gotta go and enjoy my day. All of us are learning together, including me. And don't believe in anyone, including me. Do your research, guys. And I'm out. Peace.